Hi Mike, welcome to your free website review video. So first thing we test is the page speed and also the mobile compatibility. Now, I've run this anyway, even though this is obviously an old, dated website that probably doesn't portray your company online as well as it could do. This current site is absolutely fine. It loads in 1 second. This should have been done by now. Basically, it loads in about 5 seconds, I think, the last time I checked it, and it is mobile responsive. You can do this yourself if you go to testmysite.withgoogle.com. So in terms of that, that is fine. The next thing we check is the SSL certificate, which you've sorted already, and you've got the secure green padlock next to your domain, which is also very important because of the update that Google is currently rolling out. So when it does start showing in the search engines, yours will obviously have a nice green padlock next to it. Not sure why this is taking so long. It usually does it quite quickly. The next thing we check is the GDPR legislation, which I think, because you're regulated, you've probably sorted out. If you haven't updated your privacy policy or you haven't installed a cookie policy on the website, I can't actually see one in the footer, and they need to be quite prominent in the footer. Privacy policy, cookie policy, terms and conditions. You also need a pop-up cookie box, or bar, sorry. So this is the bar that pops up at the bottom of a website, or at the top, whereby it explains that you use cookies to give the best possible experience, and that they're willing to accept those cookies. And when you click accept, obviously it disappears. And once they've done that, that won't pop up again, but you do initially need that installed on the website. Obviously, you probably are going to be looking at a new design. This just isn't good enough in today's market on the internet, because if you're trying to compete online, you know, this is quite dated compared to your competitors. With that in mind, I'll just quickly show you a kind of more modern design for your industry. Now, this is a demo for tax. It says tax advisor, but basically this is just a demo design to show you kind of the quality of site that you can have for the price of £399. Now, that includes everything, and I can send over a quotation document. It's a 5-page, you know, comprehensive document which gives you absolutely everything, so you'll literally not need anything else. And I can speak to you about that another time. But basically, this is the quality of design. Just ignore, obviously, the cheesy stock images. We are able to use your own images, or obviously provide some better ones. But as you can see, everything's laid out. Nice white background. Nice, easy to read, spaced out text. Not just standard Arial fonts. And it's got loads of different sections that you can utilise. When you scroll down, it's got a sticky menu. This button could be, obviously, get a quotation today, or, you know, find a broker. However you operate, whatever the best call to action to go there. You know, contact a mortgage advisor today. You can even have a, you know, mortgage calculator. Ignore the pricing tables. That probably doesn't fit in with you. But as you can see, there's just different ways that you can lay out the information. Testimonials, obviously, they're important as well. But as you can see, nice, clean design. Loads fast. You know, Google loves them because they're on they're on WordPress, so it's a content management system. You're able to do loads in the background to it, i.e. blog, and basically just update your own content as well. So I just thought I'd show you that before moving on to the other points in the video. Now, these points in the video, I can't really show them on your website because it's just not good enough for the things that I'm going to talk about. But the things that, when I'm talking about conversion optimization, these are things that you want to be thinking about of having on your site when you do get a new website. Now, you don't have to do them all at once, and you can implement them over the course of a few months. But I would advise, you know, drafting these into your marketing plan if you do have one. If you don't have a marketing plan, that's another thing that we can go through with you, because you might have a marketing plan, but you don't have, obviously, a website marketing plan, which is a totally different ballgame in terms of what you can achieve with a website. People seem to think, obviously, they kind of leave the website till last, and I'm not quite sure why, because you can really turn it into a proper lead generation machine. So the first thing is a live chat facility. So if you've got this on your website, this can increase conversions of up to 30 to 40%. So you'll be getting the traffic to your website, but everybody responds in a different way. So you've got people who will pick up the phone, you've got people who will look for a contact page, which is decreasing by the week now. They're looking for a live chat facility because they're going to have questions straight away. If they're at work, they don't want to ring in front of colleagues and whatnot, so they would rather do a nice live chat question. You know, they can just go on, ask a question, and this is really, really cost effective from as little as £9 per month. You can even have it set up so that it's not a member of your staff, but it does leave a message and you can reply, obviously, when you're in the office. Obviously, if you've got staff in the office that can man this and switch it on in the morning, it's very, very simple to use, and it's something that it's probably the number one thing I would implement on a website these days. Next thing is obviously social proof. So on your website you want kind of real live testimonials. Now the way I do it is I pull them in from Facebook, but your industry works really well with video testimonials. That's something totally different, and I know it's quite daunting maybe asking some, you know, old clients to obviously record them doing a video testimonial. There are some tips and tricks that we can give you to try and collect those, but if you can't do that, then what you can do is have some real life testimonials where you can include a picture maybe. Doesn't even have to be a picture of them, but it can be, you know, a picture of someone who looks, you know, quite normal. And then, but they've got to have written the testimonial, and then you can place that into obviously a nice image kind of testimonial at the top of the website. I would always have them right at the top, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for answers to questions and basically social, kind of real life proof. They know what you do already, so when you have a website where you have there our services, and then you've got all they already kind of know. Every mortgage broker does that, or more or less they do that, so they know already. So all this information, they kind of already know that before they've even visited you. All they're interested in when they're visiting a website is kind of what you've done for other people and how you've helped other people and what kind of makes you different. So it's always good to kind of stand out from your competitors and look at your competitors and do something a little bit different. Now, the way to do that sometimes is a lead magnet, which brings me on to the next point in the list. Now, a lead magnet, what that can do is you can give away loads of free content as a business. Any business can do this. So when someone's looking for a mortgage, you'll know that they usually ask a certain number of questions, or they've got the worries that they have. You know this already. So you could put together a little guide, which wouldn't take too long, turn it into a nice ebook or a PDF, and then offer it for free. Maybe like 10 latest tips on how to get a first-time buyer mortgage, if that's what they were looking for. And then you have this pop-up box on the first-time buyer page, and it's really relevant to that person, and you're collecting email addresses all the time. So even if they're not ready to inquire at that point, they will still fill in their email to obviously get this free ebook. And then if you're going above and beyond, because hardly any of your competitors will be doing this. If you go above and beyond, they're going to look at you as the expert in the industry, because you're providing all this free information. So, and also you're collecting that email address, so you can remarket to them as well. So if they've not responded within a couple of weeks, you can send an email to them, just asking them if there's anything that they can help with. Do you have any questions, and things like that. So that's a really good thing to implement on a website. And again, it's really, really cost effective. It's not a monthly fee or anything like that. It's a one-off fee to design the, obviously the PDF. You can even put that together so it doesn't cost anything, and we can set up the pop-up box on the website as part of the design if you do have a new one. The next one is better thank you pages. So what I mean by this is when someone does fill in the form on a website, most people, again, your competitors, just have thanks for inquiring, we'll be in touch soon. You really, really want to focus on having a better thank you page where you give an offer. So they send the inquiry, and then you send them to, You know, like our Facebook page for lots of free information, tips, hints on mortgages. Obviously share this with a friend if a friend is, you know, thinking about buying a house at the same time. You know, we have the best, like the most lenders in the market. I don't know, I've not looked into the mortgage industry, but there's always something that you can do to make your thank you page better. The next one is collecting reviews on other platforms, such as reviews.co.uk, Trustpilot and things like that. That's something I'm going to touch on in another video or a conversation because I'm running out of time in this video. Another one is the blogging. So when you get a new website, you will have a blog. And if you blog every month, your SEO will improve. There's a lot more to go into on that side of things. So if that's something that you want to integrate into your business, please let me know and I can send you some more information about that. The number one thing I think all websites are lacking these days is video. So even just a nice video, it's kind of showcasing your services with a couple of testimonials in there. Again, they don't have to be video testimonials of your old clients. They can be just images with text, but if it has a voiceover on, it's really, really nice. We can show you some examples of the video, but a video at the top of a web design, like kind of a new website. So say this was your homepage and this was the video with like your introduction text. Pretty much 90% of people are going to watch the video. That's just a fact. That's the figures. If a video is here, so obviously you can give so much more information in a 30-second video than you could in 1,000 words worth of text on a page. You can answer loads of questions. You can put in some testimonials. So I'm running out of time. This might cut out. If it does, I can talk to you again another time. But hopefully you can see all the tips and all together how powerful they can be. And again, I'll reiterate that they're not expensive to do. And we can chuck a load of ideas at you. You know, certain things work for certain businesses, and even certain mortgage brokers would like to do like lead magnets differently or the social proof differently. So if you tell us what you want to achieve with a website, then we can obviously tailor that to suit exactly what we do in terms of the new design and also the marketing behind it, because there's no point having a nice new website if nobody's going to see it. And an ugly site that is easy to use is always more successful than a beautiful site that's hard to use. And that is why when we design new websites, we design it with conversion in mind and the user experience. A lot of people kind of get caught up with how beautiful it is, and they design the site around what they like, but they're working in the business. They're not a customer. You've got to try and think like your customer. So hopefully you've learned a lot, and hopefully I'll speak